Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I'm your hostess and your melanated queen, y'all. I am exhausted right now. I'm exhausted. As you can see by the title, it says, Be careful in this full moon energy. Y'all, this thing is running rampant before it even came into full fruition. The full moon energy started for me on Sunday. Okay. Y'all, try to keep a low profile if you can. What's good, Fox Galaxy? Thank you for the like. Try to keep a low profile. It is nothing to play with, this full moon energy. Whenever I see it, I automatically just want to be like, you know what? Let me go in the house and just try to keep a low profile as much as I can. Let me avoid people as much as I can. Am I okay? I'm exhausted, Fox. And thank you for asking. We're all, okay, being challenged and tested, especially during this time when the full moon is running rampant. So it started Sunday, y'all. I had car issues, coolant, coolant issues with the vehicle. So I noticed the other week the temperature gauge started kind of fluctuating, which is unusual. I hadn't really paid attention to it. But like today, it was 75 degrees. Last week, it was like in the 70s that day when I noticed the temperature gauge fluctuating up and down. So I pulled over, got something to eat, let the vehicle rest because you don't want to push it if it's already running like it's hot. Went and got some coolant for it, put the coolant in. That seemed to alleviate the problem. But I did call the dealership just to find out what type of coolant, even though you can Google this stuff now. Just wanted to be extra sure. I got the coolant that didn't need to have water added. I just got the ready to go coolant straight out of the bottle because I don't know anything about trying to dilute it. I just want to have it over and done with, ready to go. That went on. A couple of days later, same thing. I went somewhere. I went to the Walmart again. I was at the store and I noticed the same thing. Put more coolant in there. At this particular time, I'm like, this is unusual. I didn't see any leaks coming from underneath the vehicle. On top of that, when I would turn the vehicle off, I would hear like a fan blowing, like it would still be kind of like blowing when you turn it off, and it was didn't sound right. You said you were in a bad mood today for some odd reason. Oh, let me tell you, I wasn't in a good mood today either. Right now, my throat is feeling itchy. hmm I haven't been around the children today. I wasn't around the children yesterday. So I'm assuming it came from the fluctuation of the weather because we've been like in 20 and 30-degree temperatures, and then it has gone up to 70 degrees, almost 80 degrees. I don't know. But it's been a lot of that. And I have the humidifier going in here basically all day, all night, because I feel like that helps. But tonight, I'm going to probably sleep in a different room and have the heater on with the humidifier going. And I think that should help. So that went on with the vehicle. Sunday, I'm driving along the interstate. All of a sudden, I noticed that temperature gauge is fluctuating again. I was like, okay, so let me slow down. Slow down. It's still fluctuating, still fluctuating. Get off the interstate, trying to make my way to my destination. Had to pull over in the neighborhood. Luckily, someone pulled over to help because I was out of coolant and they went to the gas station for me. A complete stranger, might I add, asked if I was okay and went and got the coolant. Um, but I definitely paid the money back because they didn't have to do that at all. Um, it was that, and it was like a snowball effect from there. This started on Sunday, I would say. Made an appointment with the dealership, took it to the dealership on Monday evening when I got off. only for them to tell me that the vehicle needs an entire radiator. Who could have predicted this nonsense? Not I, said the duck. So, anyway, take the vehicle to the dealership, find out. I already knew it needed an oil change. So, I told them, change the oil. But they came back and said, basically, this is the problem. It's pretty terrible. They put me in a loaner. So right now I'm driving the loaner, and they said it wouldn't be until Thursday, probably before the radiator came in. Luckily, guys, luckily, there's a warranty on the vehicle. Thank God for that. And they decided that they want to use their own radiator instead of the one at the dealership. They want to order their own and have it shipped in from wherever to save themselves money. This is how the technician was telling me. And she said that they're going to charge a $50 fee for that, that they're not going to cover for the shipping and handling of the radiator. So when you really weigh your odds, it's like at least they're taking care of it, right? Okay, Fox. So let me tell you after that. Okay, so that goes on. Fast forward, y'all. Fast forward, fast forward. So I had Tuesday was a teacher work day. So I scheduled an eye appointment. Get to the Actually, I had two eye appointments that I had scheduled. I forgot that I had two eye appointments. Why did I have two eye appointments? Just because. One for backup, I guess. I get to the first eye appointment, and when I walk in there, I remember I called in advance just to find out, some information about the copay, the doctor, blah blah blah. So they tell me the name of the doctor. And I'm like, is that a male doctor? And she's like, yes. Is that a problem? I'm like, no. Even though my last eye doctor was a female, I really liked her. I was trying to look her up. Her facility has been permanently closed, and I don't know where she is. So, all right. So I'm trying to find someone that's in network because my insurance changed this year. And that is a whole hassle within itself. But I picked this insurance for a reason. So I'm trying to work with it, right? So anyway, I get to the eye appointment, and as I am signing in, I see this guy come out into like the area of where everybody is. And to me, he didn't look right. And I asked the girl at the front desk, I'm like, is that the doctor? And she was like, yes. The whole time my spirit just didn't feel right. I didn't really want to deal with him because he just seemed kind of off. Like, I don't know if he's autistic. I don't want to call him mentally challenged because, he wears the title of doctor, but I didn't feel right. And I was filling out, how they give you the information to fill out on the tablet or the iPad. I was filling all that information out. Right as I'm doing that, I had about a minute to spare. Oh, Fox Galaxy, your message came up and went down. Hold on, let me see if I can find your message. Let me see if I can go back and find your message. I'm sorry. I'll try to find your message. As I'm filling this out, my friend called at the same time that I'm filling this stuff out, right? So I answered the phone, and I was telling her, like, deep, in a low voice, I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with this doctor. And I was telling her why. And she was like, well, go with your intuition. That's what she told me. So I immediately got up. I took it as a sign. And I left out of there, and I told the lady, the girl at the front desk, I said, I'm so sorry. I'm on the phone with my friend. Something just came up. I'll have to reschedule. I left. I just wasn't feeling it. It's just something didn't sit right in my spirit and my vibes about this guy. So left there. I had another eye appointment scheduled. So I get to this next eye appointment because I've been to see this doctor before. This is a male doctor, melanated guy. He was pretty cool, but I hadn't seen him since like 2022. Um, so I go in there, and I think they were saying that they already had my insurance information on file. And I'm like, are you sure? Because my insurance information has changed since then. He said, no, we have you in the system. We've already pulled it. We've already put up the authorization. You're active. I said, it's currently active? He said, yes. He said, it's only going to be a $70 copay. I was like, "Really?" So I was like, "Well, I had another insurance, and plus on top of that, I have like this vision discount. It's like a dental vision discount card thing that I pay for. So I don't even know why I'm paying for all this extra stuff, y'all. I got to really figure out, is it worth it to pay it? Because I thought it was like a health insurance benefit, but it's not. It's like a discount on like your vision and your dental benefits. That's what this card is that I got, and I've been paying it faithfully for the last probably 2 years or year and a half. So that went on. So I'm thinking to myself, the insurance that I have tells me that I have a $0 copay. He's telling me I have a $70 copay, and he's telling me that I have active insurance that's still in the file, that's still active. And I'm like, I don't want to have this eye exam and then they turn around and try to charge me for it, right? Because every time you go to the doctor, you just never know with these surprises. So I found out that there's a difference between a regular eye exam and a contact lens exam. And I should have known this because I've been wearing contact lenses for years now and glasses. But sometimes it's like you have to pay this extra money. And y'all, I really didn't know how this stuff was working. I was just paying it, right? When I show up, they'll say you owe this, I would just pay it. My sister said when she goes, she never has to pay anything. So I'm asking her, does that sound right? My friend was like, yeah, that's pretty much average. Actually, that's pretty good. $70. Y'all, before it was all said and done, I ended up leaving out of there because I'm like, if I'm paying for insurance, health, dental, vision, and they're saying I have $0 deductible, why would I pay a $70 deductible? Like that doesn't make sense. So I told him I apologize. It's not his fault. Then I found out he's out of network with the insurance that I do have, my insurance. He's not in network for that. So it wouldn't have worked out anyway unless I used the insurance that was already on file and paid the $70 copay. So I leave out of there, made a different appointment at another location. They were able to take me today. So let me tell you, I didn't get my eyes examined yesterday like I had planned. This AM, I had an appointment at 9 a.m. Knew that I needed to make it there, y'all. But the reason I didn't make it there on time is because I decided to stay here and do a CMA. So she wants to sell one of them or she wants to rent one of them out. She wants to do something. So I was preparing for that because I knew that when I left my appointment, eventually I would be going to her house, and I just wanted to feel like I was prepared. I didn't want to feel like I was rushed, and I was frantic and nervous trying to get this and that done because yesterday and last night and all last week I was not in the mindset to do it, and I was too exhausted to deal with it, y'all. So I dealt with it when I was fresh and clear minded. So I did that. Then I had to get in the shower and get myself together. Plus, I ate, had to feed the cats, had to make sure, I'm always cleaning up after them too, right? By the time I left out of the house, I think I had like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, no, something like that to get to my appointment. I thought that would have been enough time, but lo and behold, because it's a weekday and because of the type of traffic we have, um, it just kind of told me that I was going to be 10 minutes late. So the closer I got there, it said I was running about 8 to 9 minutes late. So I called to let them know, look, I'm going to be a little bit late. Um, so basically they said, okay, I get there in time, y'all. I got there at 9:08. However, you got to factor in you have to park. You have to walk in there. You got to find where you're going. And this is why they tell you get to your appointment 30 minutes early. I am notorious for not making it on time a lot of times to different places. So like Sometimes I'm on time, sometimes I'm early for appointments. Most of the time, I'm getting there on time, or sometimes I am running a little late. And I've been like this all my life, unfortunately. Even when it comes to going to work, y'all, I have been notorious for running late to work, y'all. And I'm not going to lie about it because it's true. So I called because I got frustrated. I was irritated. Y'all, this facility is so big and it has so many different parking decks that all of them said employee parking. You have to scan a badge just for the little thing to go up so you can get inside. I didn't know where to go. I started getting frantic. I started getting anxious. So I called them to let them know, look, I'm riding around in the parking lot. I can't find where to go. So she's telling me at the desk, you go to the blue tower. I didn't see the blue tower parking deck until I kept riding around, riding around. And y'all, it was just at this point, it's like approaching 9:15. They give you a 15-minute grace period. So at that point, I just told them, I said, I called them back. I had to call them back. They had to transfer me down to the receptionist again. So I was telling the lady, I said, it's already past my appointment time. So she was like, do you want to reschedule? I said, I might as well because I don't know if she's going to take me or not. I don't want to. It was just, y'all, it was just a lot. So I told him to go ahead and reschedule me again. So actually, let me take that back. I didn't get anybody the second time I called. I had to leave a voice message and ask for them to call me back. That's exactly what happened. Asked for them to call me back. So, but she did reschedule me. So now I have to take another day off next week so I can make it to this appointment. So this time I asked to schedule it for 11:30 a.m. That should give me time to just do whatever I need to do to be there because I don't do well with very early appointments, y'all. I was trying, and 9 o'clock is not that early. Honestly, it's not, but it's just the traffic of it all. It's the getting up and getting ready of it all. It's just like if I'm already ready, I don't really have this issue. But if I got to get up and get prepared, I'm doing this and doing that, that can throw me off. So that's my struggle. That's my battle. Is it anybody else's fault? It's not. So anyway, I've already done part of what I need to do, and now the second part is just going to talk to her. So um that's what I'm supposed to do next week. So I'm going to get that out the way. So then let's get back into this eye situation. So fast forward to today, I had another eye appointment lined up after that appointment before I go see the client. So I went to see the client. I had her scheduled at 12:30, the eye appointment scheduled at 11:20, and the doctor appointment was scheduled at 9 a.m. So in my head, I'm thinking like I'm calculating the time it'll take for all this stuff. It's not that far apart. I'm navigating myself around, getting stuff done on my day off. So this will not be a wasted day. Okay. So I leave, go to my eye appointment, get there early. In between that time, I'm making phone calls, y'all. Why am I making phone calls? Because I had business to handle. Unbeknownst to me, I have a car warranty that came out twice from my account. And this car warranty is very expensive, by the way. I didn't know that it was coming out of my account twice. So when I looked at my account, I see that they have the same day they have charged twice for this thing to come out. And I'm like telling them to cancel one of the charges and reverse it or refund me my money. She's telling me on the phone, well, I see that you didn't you didn't pay for January and something about I paid for September, but it didn't clear until October 6th. I don't know any of what she's talking about. And I don't have time for this because this is the first time I'm hearing about it. So I don't have anything to do with that. Just refund my money. Because then she told me that I don't owe again until April the 30th. So if that's the case, why are you talking to me about September and October? That's gone. That was last year. Um Trump declared a state of emergency here, okay, in February for all the snow we had. So they told me that they could push that payment back. I didn't have to pay it for January. So she was like, oh, so they deferred it. I said, yes, that's exactly what the girl told me. So she was like, basically, I don't owe again until April 30th. So if I don't owe until April 30th, why are you talking about September and October to me? Like, all of it was like irritating me because it seemed like she kept trying to find reasons to justify not refunding my money back. Then she tells me they have to wait 10 days from the date that it was paid. So she said February 28th is when it was paid or whatever. They have to wait 10 days after that. And then once that happens, I can call back for them to refund me my money. You see, this is why I don't like dealing with these companies, because as soon as they get your payment, they like to hold your money and not give it back. That is enough to infuriate anybody. So let's keep going. You know how sometimes when you talk to one person, you just get frustrated? And I'm like, let me talk to another person. So after I got off the phone with her, I called back to speak to someone else, explain the situation. She gets on the phone and tells me, well, you have to wait 10 days from the date that you paid it. And then after that, you can call back and request a refund. By that time, what freaking difference does it make? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's enough to just irritate anybody, y'all. So I just, you know what I told myself? I said, there's nothing I can do about it. So I tried to go into my account and do like a manual thing. You know how like you can request to have things done? So I called the bank, spoke to the little AI thing, and then I even went into like my bank account and then I tried to request a stop pay, but if the transaction is pending, they will not stop pay it. They won't do it. So it is just sitting there now. So it is gonna be what it is. So that happened. Okay. Now it is I think I called another place too for something, but I can't remember at this point. Um Oh, I know. I called this eye place that I went to just to double check on the copay that they were telling me. So this place said that there was a $50 copay outside of the eye exam, and it was going to be for the contacts. Okay, so I was like, okay, good thing I asked, because these people don't tell you that. The other day when I called my insurance, the representative on the phone told me I had a $0 copay. So I tried to find a doctor that was in network. I called yesterday for them to tell me that they were on lunch. I can call back after 1 and then I can schedule the appointment, because she doesn't do that. So I forgot to call because I ended up getting busy. I got distracted because I was talking to someone and we were having a conversation outside or whatever. So today I decided to call on my way to my appointment, only for her to tell me that he's a retina specialist and he doesn't do contacts there. So when she was telling me that, I just got off the phone. I was like, okay, fine. I'm just going to keep the appointment that I have for today. I called in advance. They told me it was a $50 copay. So I had mentally prepared for that, right? Because I didn't want any surprises, y'all, because these people will like, they will put surprises on you when you get to the doctor's office. And oh, by the way, you have this to pay. And oh, by the I don't want that. So I wanted to be prepared in advance. So anyway, I get in there. I'm thinking that, they're gonna when I first get there, they're gonna take my copay or whatever. They didn't do that. They're just like, oh, you can just go sit back there. So I go sit back there. Then they call my name. Then they had me to go to the back. And then one girl was like, oh, I'm in training. So I'm like, she's telling me that she's in training. So I'm just looking at her because you're messing with my eyes. And I'm very squeamish about my eyes. Y'all, I don't play when it comes to my eyes. And you talking about you're in training. But there was someone in there with her. So we go through the whole eye exam test and everything like that. So they're asking me to read the letters. I read what I can read. And, she's like, do you have a contact in? You got contacts in? And so I'm explaining to her my eye situation or whatever. Um, we get through that part. They do the poof of air. I don't like the poof of air. I've always had an issue with that. I get very squeamish. A lot of doctors they can't, it takes a certain doctor to have patience, with certain patients. That is a double entendre, by the way. Patience, Patience, and patience, Patients. Two different words, y'all. But yeah, it takes a certain type of doctor to have patience with patients. So anyway, I was like, I hope they don't get irritated with me because I've had a doctor get an attitude with me before. It's okay, Trissy B. So then I go sit back down in the waiting area, and they didn't really communicate too much to me about what to expect next. Like, the last time I went to an eye exam, I really liked the doctor that I worked with because of the time she took with me. Just her interaction, y'all, was just, it made me feel so good. And when you get a doctor that makes you feel that way, hold on to that doctor and keep that doctor if you can. I don't know where she is, y'all. I tried to look her up. So anyway, um, I'm back in the waiting area and I'm looking at the time, and I know that I have a certain amount of time before I need to go see the client. Finally, they call me back there. Um, I guess she was a doctor. I guess she was a doctor. I don't know. The communication wasn't too clear, y'all. But she, does a quick little thing, overview of my eyes and everything. And then she's telling me about my eyesight. I guess she gets the prescription ready, and then she has me to go into this other side room, and then she gives me two contacts, and then that was it. She didn't say anything, and she just walked out. So I'm just sitting there. All of a sudden, this guy comes in, and I'm like, is he the doctor? I didn't know who he was. So he's like, did you put the contacts in? And I was like, no, what? I didn't know what I was supposed to do with these. Do I need to put these in? He was like, well, you can if you want. I said, well, what do you want me to do? Because I didn't know if he was going to examine my eyesight or what. So he was like, well, it's up to you. So at that point, I was like, I'll just deal with this later because I just had taken my contact out so that I could read whatever they wanted me to read. So I'm like, why am I going to sit here and fumble with two more contacts? Like, it's just unnecessary. I can see without having contacts in, but my vision isn't the greatest in one of my eyes. Okay. So we get through all of that, and then he's like, well, you can step over here. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what are we about to do now? So he was just like, I'm just going to have a conversation with you about, contacts and glasses. And so I look at his name badge. He's a sales associate. I don't have time for this, y'all. I don't have time for this because I need to go meet a client. We can figure this out later. By the way, if you wear contact lens prescriptions, just order from 1-800 contacts. Okay. Remember, Brown Girls Are Beautiful told you that. 1-800 contacts, y'all. You will get a good deal. They'll send it to you in the mail. You have no issues. All you have to do is upload your prescription and you, boom, get your contacts. Last time I tried to order my contacts, it was at this Pearl Vision place where my doctor was located. And I waited for weeks. I was like, oh, I'm going to have my contacts, because I don't know if I was about to go out of town or something, and I'm waiting for them to come in so I could pick them up. They never came. I don't think they ever ordered my contacts, y'all. So I asked for my money back because I already paid for them. Hold on, y'all. I know y'all are typing in the comment section. I'm sorry if I'm ignoring. I'm just trying to get all of this out because ever since this full moon energy came in, it's just been throwing me off a bit. And it's just been like my energy hasn't been right, and it's jumping through hoops and barrels and like hurdles. I'm not even accustomed to it. Okay. So basically, I told him like this. I said, I know that I'm going to come back for eyeglasses because the insurance covers a portion of that. Well, they cover like up to a certain amount for that. I said, and for contacts, I told him I'll be ordering those from 1-800 contacts like I always do, and we don't really need to talk about anything else. I didn't say that to him, but that's what I was thinking. I said, and I'm going to get a copy of my prescription. He was like, yeah, you'll get a copy. So then he shows me on the screen, well, this is what your eye exam costs, $139, y'all. And then he tells me that all I have to pay is $20 today. Oh, so y'all, there was a silver lining. When he said $20, I quickly grabbed my phone and I was like, "Do y'all take tap to pay?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." So I was like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of that now," because I was under the impression I was going to have to pay like $70. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all this. When I was getting my eyes examined in the exam room, the lady technician, she was like, we can look at your retina. It's just an extra exam that we do to look at your blood vessels, look at your eyes and everything. You don't have to do it, but it's highly recommended. So that's an extra $20. I said, well, they didn't mention this to me over the phone. She said, well, it's optional or whatever. So then she had me to sign this piece of paper with my initials showing $20. So I went ahead and got my ink pen and signed it or whatever. So in my head, I'm expecting that I'm going to pay 70. Y'all, I walked out of there only having to pay $20. I don't know what happened, but there was some type of discount that was applied. So I was like, okay, well, that's what's up. $20 was not bad for to get a contact examination and an eye exam and a glasses prescription or whatever. So that went okay. All right, so I'm leaving there. Walk out of there, get in the car. Um, on the way to the client's house, text the client. I'm just leaving my eye appointment. I'll see you soon. I pull over into one of the neighborhoods so I could put my contact lens in. I put my contact lenses in because I felt like I needed them just to feel more, I don't know, more balanced. Because when I took the one out of my left eye, y'all, I felt dizzy up in there. So it's really because your brain is getting adjusted to the medicine in your eye. So I put it back in because I just didn't want to feel discombobulated at her house, right? So I get to the neighborhood, pull over. Then I'm looking at the GPS and I'm like, why is the navigation telling me that I need to go up the street and make a U turn? I didn't bypass her house, y'all. I'm thinking that she lives in an entire different neighborhood all this time because I've been to her house before, but I've never been in the house. She showed me where she lived because we took a ride in her Tesla, but we never went in the house. So I didn't bypass the neighborhood. I got to go back around, take a U turn, go down the street. But I did it. I did it, y'all. I made it there on time. Thank God for that. Make it there on time, ring the doorbell. She comes to the door, gives me a hug, very talkative, very, very talkative, but she's always been this way. Showed me her house. Her house is over 4,000 square feet. I mean, it's got a third floor. It's got a huge, just floor plan and was built in 1990. She has point eight six a 0.86 acre lot, y'all. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, plenty of storage. She has a very spacious house. Um, but the house is full of stuff, so I don't know if she really wants to try to leave out of the house. But I've been to her condo, so we're gonna try to run the numbers on everything and see which one will be more advantageous for her. So that was that. We were about to leave. Her husband showed up when I was about to leave, and what happened after that, y'all? What happened after that? I got discombobulated again with the GPS and the navigation, y'all. So I ended up bypassing one of my destinations a little while ago, made it all the way home, only to find out that I totally was going out of my way somewhere else. And y'all, I checked my destination like constantly, constantly. I don't know what was going on in my brain because I saw the address, but I clearly went past all the way to a different side of town just to have to turn back around, retrace my steps. Y'all, it's just been a lot with this full moon energy. Hopefully it's not affecting you all how it has been affecting me, and I'm just ready for it to be over and done with. I am ready for it to be over with. Let me see what y'all are saying in the comment section, y'all. Hold on one second. You were in a bad mood. Looks like we were meant to connect. I like, okay. You said you understand the pain. You were abruptly awakened by landlord's loud knock and was having good sleep. After that, your friends abandoned you. We were playing Roblox. They went to go play Call of Duty and Loki ignored you. Hmm. What's good, King Hazy? How are you? Um, hey Trissy, how are you doing? You said it was in the notes. Sorry, you to go through that. That sounds tough. Sorry you were put through that. Oh, y'all are so sweet. It'll get better. Thank you so much. I can't stand people who are put in a position and don't know what they're doing. I wear glasses too, and I hate when friends leave them behind. Okay, y'all. But anyway, that's how it's been going for me. So normally when the full moon energy comes in, I just try to keep a low profile. King Hazy, I'm glad you're doing well. I just try to keep a low profile. I try not to do too much. Um, 9:05. Okay. I will be back at the school tomorrow. Today, one of the students, it was his birthday. He told me about it Monday, but I told him I wasn't going to be there today. So I'm pretty sure they had like cupcakes for lunch and stuff like that. Um, Luckily, it's only 2 more days left to get through. Not that I want time to go swiftly because that's like wishing my time and life away, but it's just like I am ready for certain stuff to be over. I'll put it that way because I don't want to be wishing time away, y'all. Our time is so valuable. Our time we can't get back, you know? And you said, I'm good. How are you? So I got high to distract and hide my emotions. Okay, so try not to do that. So I was talking to one of my friends had text earlier, and this is what he said, y'all. Hold on. It says the conversation will be deleted if you report it spam. What conversation? Y'all, these phones are too much. So he sent a message and said, Hey Tinkapoo. Okay, he said that they're saying that we are on high alert and from the ongoing war. I need to see what they are talking about. So I don't know if he heard something in the news or what, but yeah, I just can't take anymore. I am just over it. Why should we be put in this vulnerable position because of a madman in the White House? I had nothing to do with the bombing of Iran. I had nothing to do with Ali Khamenei or however you pronounce his death. We didn't have anything to do with that. Why should we have to be put on high alert? We have enough going on, y'all. Then on top of that, I have this little cough. I can already tell what that's about because you hear this? It's trying to come. Y'all just got over this. I just got over this not too long ago, a few weeks have to go through this again. So my friend was like, I don't want you to catch a cold or anything because something he said he had got from me. I don't know. But anyway, that's what he said. We're supposed to be on high alert because of the war. And I was talking to the client earlier, and she used to be in the military. She was a military journalist, worked in logistics for the military. So she started their weaponry. What she was explaining to me is that when you really think about it, there we are one of the banking districts of America. We're one of the largest banking districts in America. It's between us and New York. And so if they ever wanted to retaliate, she said they know that a lot of CEOs reside here, and that's where they can attack. So it's just some complete and utter nonsense, y'all. I'm just we don't have time for it anymore. Get you some green tea with some oranges. I don't have any oranges here. I have apples. I have strawberries. I have raspberries. I try to keep fruit in here. I have a lemon. I don't know if it's still any good. It attacks the kind-hearted people on the full moon. It does. That thing is brutal. That thing is brutal. And every time I see it coming, like we kind of warn each other, me and my mother. We warn one another. Yeah, so I hope y'all have been doing okay. Y'all just be careful in this full moon energy, y'all. Be careful in it. Not to mention all of the traffic, the aggressive driving. I'm so grateful and thankful, y'all, that I've been safe and sound and that I have spiritual warriors and ancestors and everything looking out for me, keeping me safe and protecting me. But yes, there are definitely energies that are lurking from behind the scenes that we have to, just be wary about. Just be real careful with everything. Tinker Bell, Tinkerpoo, you're thankful to see you and you for you. Thank you. Yeah, I just had to talk about it, y'all. Not trying to, go on a tangent here, but I'm just telling you because everybody is going through something. Everybody is going through something. If they're not going through something, they're probably pretending like they're not going through it. And I'm going to tell you another thing. A lot of these people that caused this issue to happen here, their money is not going to be able to save them. They better hope they have a relationship with that. What is it, Tinkerbell? With the higher power and higher energies. And I'm not talking about the evil ones. Hey, hey, I gotta get her some more cat food. I stay at the store getting cat food. It's ridiculous. I just recently watched a video last night. I didn't know that cats were supposed to eat multiple times a day. Like, you know how people say, oh, feed them twice a day? That's all they need. Just feed them twice a day. And the cats always act like they're so super hungry and starving because their digestive systems are not like us. Actually, I think we're supposed to eat multiple meals a day. I don't even think we're supposed to just eat 3 times a day. I think we're supposed to eat small little incremental meals throughout the day. I used to be like that. I used to eat a whole lot, like 6 meals, little things throughout the day or snacking a lot. And then sometimes I might only feel like eating once out of the day or twice a day, twice out of the day. But stop. But they tell us we need breakfast, lunch and dinner, and really the heaviest meal should be breakfast, not dinner, because if you eat dinner and then you lie down on all of that, then your digestive system has to try harder to digest all of that stuff. But yeah, cats are technically supposed to eat all throughout the day multiple incremental meals, y'all. So little small meals, and they said up to 4 to 6 meals a day. um, it is difficult to do that if you're not at home, but if you work from home, you can do it. And that helps cut down like their glucose levels and stuff. So it doesn't mess up like their systems because it can throw their metabolism off when they feel like they're not getting enough food, y'all. So really with Tinkerbell, I have to monitor her food portions and her food because if not, if I leave food for her, she'll just keep eating it like there's no end to it. With Prancer, he pretty much can self-regulate, but it depends on your cat, and it can cause them to be like overweight and obese if they are not being fed properly. I didn't know that. So that's something I saw on one of the cat videos that I was watching, y'all. I am y'all, I'm like I'm tired. I am exhausted. You probably can tell. But I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, for tuning in, for saying hi. Thank y'all so much. Sorry if my energy is off. Tinkerbell, they said hi to you. Hey. Hey there. Thank you. I just hope I feel better. I think if I get some rest, decompress, de-stress, I'm blessed and everything will be okay, I guess. Y'all. Yes, indeed. Yes, say hi, Tink. Say hi, Tinkapoo. Yeah, she's gonna get a bath. She doesn't know it yet. Thank you, King Hazy. What are you doing? She's doing something. She's doing something. Who knows what she's doing, y'all? They're gonna get a bath. If I give them a bath, I'll try to record it so y'all can see. Listen to One Heart Snowfall. Oh, so apparently AI is making music now. The client, when I went to her house, she let me listen to this song. It was a very soulful song. Sounds just like another Mary J. Blige. She kind of has a soulful voice, like mixed between Mary J. Blige, but it's AI. It's crazy how AI. She said it's called Black Sheep Turned Gold. Pull that song up and listen to it. That's exactly what she had me listening to. Black Sheep Turned Gold. Yeah. And she did not know that this was a song written by AI. Yep. Oh. Hey. Tinker Lady. Tinker Lady. This has got to go away. I cannot succumb to. Hey, what you looking at me like that for? Y'all should see her, y'all. She laying down. Hey, y'all, get you a pet. They are so loyal. They're very, very loyal. I want to show y'all what she's looking like right now. Hold on, let me see if this thing will clip on. This is her, y'all. But there she is. She got it made, y'all. She got it made. Prince is back there looking over here. Why do you have that devious look on your face? Y'all, he's a trip too. I'm gonna try to post some more videos with them. She's purring. She's purring. Yes. Hey. Yes, I did not feel like stopping at the store. I will get them some food probably tomorrow. They have enough to get through a little bit, probably like for tonight. Um, Tomorrow they just gonna be on a real 17. Not going back at the house. I'm sorry. I remember one time I had to DoorDash their food. He said it'll be over. Yes, Fox Galaxy. It will be over. Yes, it will be. Thank you for saying that, by the way. Thank y'all for rocking out with me. She just want to be seen. She just wants some attention. Yes, she does. Yes, she does want the attention. Yes, you do. And I broke one of my nails yesterday, but it's okay. I will survive and I'm still alive, y'all, and we will thrive. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So I hope y'all have a better day, a better week, a better evening, and a better night. Yes, indeed. She's definitely shedding. Definitely shedding. This is why you can't wear black around this cat because she's going to shed all over the place. I think her daddy has some type of orange in him because she has little reminiscence of like orange fur. You barely can see it on camera, but it's on like her right paw, like her ankle. You can see like some orange there. You like the gray and white? She is definitely gray and white. Hey, what? Y'all, these cats be begging all day, and like Prancer, oh my gosh, I have to get up sometimes in the middle of the night and just put him in the cage because he be getting on my nerves, like just whining, 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 whining. Why are you whining? For what? For what? I don't feel like playing. Sometimes they'll play on their own. Like they have their own little cat toys that they play with, but sometimes they like the simplest things, like these things right here that come off my hair. Prancer loves these, and I don't know how he be getting his little paws on these things, but I be finding them in the floor. And he just last night, he was all across the floor playing with it, just jumping and pouncing, y'all. So they find some of the most simplest things to play with. I got these little automatic things that glide across the floor. And at first they were excited about it, but it's like they lose excitement. Cats lose excitement fast. They want you to be interactive with them. And I don't know what all this is about. So, whatever blankets I have, she thinks these are her blankets. So I'm gonna have to rewash. I'm gonna have to rewash stuff because y'all, they cats make your home their territory basically. They think they rule the house. That's what they think. Yeah, that's what they think. So that's pretty much how it goes. Mm, 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 mm. All right, y'all. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I just wanted to tune in with y'all and say hi. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching. Remember to walk in your divinity. Continue to celebrate yourself. And until next time, y'all, stay blessed. Please give this video a thumbs up, y'all. All right. Bye, Fox Galaxy. You have a good night, okay? And I'll come back on here again. Hopefully, I'll be feeling better. I'm going to try to get some rest and heal. It's all good. Peace. Okay, King Hazy. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Say bye, take a poll. Say bye. She's being quiet, y'all. All right, y'all. Bye.